Colin, did you see this? Man, I love reading those words. Whether I read it on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, in my email, whether it's the 20th time I heard it or the first, that's how we get all of the stories on this channel. And we only do a fraction of them. But this one I thought was worth looking at. It said, "Hey, Colin, 5 black people raped a woman in Minneapolis." But there were no links on it. So I went to check the links. I went to check Google. I said, okay, what's going on? Rape in Minneapolis. Oh, yeah, there were Somalis, black people. Boom, boom, put that in. I came up with this one. Was this it?
I don't know, maybe some sick person did this, but I couldn't believe it.
Amal Daoud lives in the Riverside Plaza complex where the assault happened. She's grateful that surveillance video helped police make a quick arrest.
I couldn't believe it. And I have kids like that age. It was a surprise to me, and I was shocked when I heard that.
A criminal complaint states that neighbors heard screams on the 3rd floor hallway. When they found a young girl crying, they ran to get help from 2 off-duty Minneapolis police officers. The victim told police that a man, later identified as Ahmed Abdi, followed her in and out of an elevator, and as she walked down a hallway, he asked for her name. The complaint states he then extended his hand to her. When she shook his hand, he refused to let go.
I do.
A woman who lives nearby told us this is especially disturbing to her because she was sexually assaulted in her early teens.
Yeah, I'm sure that it will have some type of an effect on her, like I've had to go through therapy.
No, that wasn't it. That happened a few months ago. But I did learn from reading this story and others that there are now 120,000 Somali immigrants, refugees, whatever you want to call them, living in the United States. Anyway, I soon came across another one. Was this it?
Now identified by police as Mainza Malambo sexually assaulted her at a downtown restaurant, 7 Rooftop Bar on Hennepin Avenue. He's in jail now. Besides,
this guy might not even be from Somalia. His family name comes from a different part of Africa. Oh, here we go. 5 guys sexually assaulted this female victim. There's no video on it. Gives kind of a description. Carload of people from Somalia start talking to this chick. She ran away. They tracked her down and raped her. The local TV stations didn't waste any time trotting out the different psychologists explaining how these victims of this rape are going to heal from this, how they can heal, etc., etc. But they forgot one thing. They forgot the biggest thing of all, at least in Minneapolis. What's causing all this?
Dr. Cheryl Bimmel is a psychologist with Allina Health Clinics. She's worked with child rape victims.
They may not even understand the heinous nature of this act.
She hopes the 10-year-old girl is encouraged to talk about her thoughts and feelings.
Any support they give her and let her know that she did not, of course, we all know she didn't do anything wrong, and that she will heal from this, but it's going to take some time and effort.
It's still kind of jarring whenever I see this reporter's name, Angela Davis, but we'll talk about that on some other day. Angela, I guess, didn't want to get into the causes of this crime that's happening in Minneapolis, but the Minneapolis Star-Tribune, they ran an editorial last year explaining it all for us. And I did a story about their editorial for Front Page Magazine. And before I did the story, I actually checked to make sure this was not some kind of crazy-ass story from The Onion. Crime is caused by global warming. Here's the money quote, published in the Minneapolis Star-Tribune, presumably by people that have college degrees, and I guess now are totally immune to people laughing when they publish silly stuff. Anyway, here's the money quote. A much more troubling change in human behavior is an anticipated rise in violent crime rates due to heat. The biggest projected jump in the region is in the Twin Cities metro area, where violent crime could rise 6.4% by the end of the century. There's really only one rule in journalism. And that is, if your mother says she loves you, check it out. So I basically would not have believed this story had not somebody, the story about the global warming causing crime, unless somebody clipped the story, showed it to me, and that's what we're looking at right now. That's how silly and dangerous the people of Minneapolis are. The people, the reporters and the public officials who ignore, deny, condone, excuse, and encourage this black mob violence, black on white crime, high level of black criminality. And the best they can do is look at you and say, A, there's no pattern, B, it's not happening, or C, it's all about global warming. But it's happening all over their region. And I've documented it in downtown, documented it at Mall of America, documented it at their malls, documented it in the nightclubs. I've documented it at the recent St. Patrick's Day parade. Everybody's always shrugging their shoulders and going, man, what the heck is this? We've never heard about this before. Well, maybe that's because they're not paying attention to the most important rule of all. Don't make the black kids angry.